Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel here today. Today we're here for 2 more episodes of City the Animation. I was going to say the Imagination, but I mean I guess it is imaginative. Anyway, I'm derailed early. Welcome to the video. We're here. It's on. Hello. Now today's the big one, ladies and gentlemen. Today's episode 5. I know episode 5 is very good. I don't know the how or the why or the when or the who, but that's what we're here to figure out, I guess. Expectations are pretty high, let's put it out there. I'm ready to be wowed, so hopefully I am, I guess. Before we do any of that, however, we have 2 YouTube comments here today, one from Molly, one from Pencil Sharp. We'll start here with Molly. I haven't said uncle yet is an extremely relatable glass closet line. Now, I didn't even catch this, but you're right. It's about the gayest thing I've ever heard, and it's Matsuri and Echan. Just after Echan doesn't really explain the whole moving thing, they start play fighting, and Matsuri says, hey, I haven't said uncle yet, implying that you want the play fighting to continue more. You're just attracted to that other person, and you want to touch them. We've all been there, I guess. I don't know. Not with the same gender for me, but like, yeah, I'm with you. It's pretty gay in a show that's already pretty gay in a lot of other ways. And last comment here, Pencil Sharp. Ryo Miyagi made his episode director debut on Hibike Season 3, and this is his first ever TV episode storyboard. So that was the director of Episode 4. Can't say I noticed any particular flair well, it was full of flair, but it didn't stand out from the rest of the episodes that are already full of flair, I guess. I don't know, if somebody broke down like a specific thing that they're doing different than everybody else, then maybe I would be with you. But yeah, for me right now, it just seemed like a Kyoto Animation episode of anime, and that's very, very good. Once again, doing this thing with Kyoto Animation, where we're continuing to move beyond the arson and the loss there, and coming out of it all the better, I would say. The more newbies that are really talented get involved, the better, I think. It's just 2 thumbs up. We're very, very happy about that. And with that, we'll end the YouTube comments here today. We'll shout out the patrons. So if you're really itching for that next City the Animation episode, it's up there on Patreon already. $6 a month. You can give me and see the next 2 probably, which will be 7 and 8. Thank you to many people, starting here with Mickey Babbers, AF, AJ, Akumancer, Banana Ramahama Damasama, Bisa, Blue Sky, Capella, Chibba Dapper Dwarf, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Flirt Nightingale, Fruit, Gloria and Tenderbrae, Glyke, Gus N, Hans Peter, Ika, Iwayuru, Yanko Yavanen, Jami Boo, Joran, Kazogtha, Clem, Nosta, Kot Begemot, Lick H, Lou, Miru, Mistake El Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Parnick, Pencil Sharp 333, Ronlad BNK, St. Lily, Sal, 71373, Skeleton, Tentacle Member, Waifu Overdose, Without a Net, Yuki Ali, Binshi, Kelvin, Voodoo Chili, Aiden O'Brien, BD422, and Marco-san. Thank you to everybody for giving me money. I enjoy the money. And yeah, it's City the Animation. Pretty episodic, but this one actually does have a lead-in, now that I think about it. Kinda that Nagamo has been kidnapped. Well, kidnapped is probably a little bit strong. Taken, I guess, by Hotaka, who is the butler for Tanabe, who is rich, and a little girl. Or, I don't know, a young girl, let's say, younger than Nagamo. And again, we just want to award Nagamo for being a good person and saving the umbrella and stuff, and this has happened right at a very inopportune moment, whereby there's a pendant, and there's Nikura, and we're trying to chase after it to find something embarrassing, and we've been stolen away. Now, I also think that Wako Izumi is planning something too, because she's evil. I don't know, at least like a super genius, let's put it that way. So this could be a big ploy whereby we're trying to get the perfect shot of Nagamo. So that could be a direction. Anyway, we're going to see. We're going to jump into episode 5 of City the Animation right now. Let's do just that. Rightio, I have the episode up there ready to go. Episode 5, 29 minutes and 4 seconds. So a little bit of a longer one, even though I think I just have some credits at the end as well, we'll see. I'm using the Amazon subs, if you want to grab your own version. If not, there's a picture-in-picture version in the description below. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Rightio, 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, last time on. Hey, I didn't even need to do all that setup there before. Nikura after the pendant instead of Nagamo is pretty funny. Why is there an earthquake? The Tower of Babel? What are you talking about? What am I looking at? Maison Tanabe. Hospitality Towers? The background there's insane. Okay, this is Utana. Why are the waiting... Yeah. Yeah, can I just live here, or... I'll pay rent. Terrifying. You're in prison. It's a nice prison. No, you'll be waiting here until the award ceremony. It's already breathtaking. How are they even doing that, by the way? So is it like a real set? And we're rotating a camera? Or is it CG? Oh. It's the good man. Okay, I half expected not to get an opening, but sure. I'm recording. I'm very excited. I'm already kind of blown away, if I'm honest. It's almost like we immediately transition into like a dreamscape as soon as like Tanabe's involved. And we go to fucking her place. Maison Tanabe. Why does it look like the Tower of Babel? Thoughts? Any Symphogear heads or or not really? Makes me want to like. Nothing gets me dancing like this opening. And I have the same anecdote every single time. Like there's no just unabashedly happy openings like anymore. Outside of like Kyoto Animation and like Yuru Camp. I don't know. At least that I can't remember. Yes. Well, that's impressive already too. A bridge. Oh. Okay. Secret passage. There's a gatekeeper? Why is it a boss battle to get an award? I don't understand. Okay. Well, how long do I have to wait? Well, this secret passage. Oh, okay. Now I understand his motivation. Very funny. That's like continuing from last week. What is he doing? Okay, it wasn't that hidden. It's just under the tatami. Is that a camera? Yeah. Oh, you keep getting stolen. That looks like a fucking rant sonar. Twice? I thought you implied it would be way more than that. Wait, is she a cop? They're scary. No. It's for the deed itself. It's for personal fulfillment, not fucking worldly, desires. Yeah, his motivation's great. I don't want any more rewards. What? Nagamo. I was gonna say, what's her motivation for following him ever? Oh, why are you here? No, I just teleported in. Oh, you were climbing the building. Of course, you in the clothes. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Oh, no. Okay, that's a great answer. It's these two fuckers. Oh. Is this one of the bosses? What the fuck? What? What is this voice? Oh. Is this somebody we know, potentially? Okay, this person's gonna defeat themselves. He's gonna kill them? Yeah, fair enough. Oh. Oh, everything's full of roses? Easy W. Now we're having like a change of heart? Why is there a mech? Okay, also that ends well, I guess. It's pretty ridiculous, though. I didn't fucking do anything. Thanks. What a trial. It's a cute dog. Where are we? Okay. Abacus and braids. Are you guys all on... Are you guys on payroll, or... Wait, there's another... Who the fuck's Soroban? Why did we employ any of these people? They're not doing anything. They're just a bunch of fucking goobers. In a wheelchair for life. Maybe there's not a life left. Shh, they're having the resolution. Look at this shonen shit. Mech again. Giant robot. The music's killing me. Okay, bye. What? What the fuck is she doing? Oh, look, they're gaming over there. She's just struggling. Oh. Oh. They're fighting a porcupine over there? Echidna? Oh, cause she... Yeah, okay, fair enough. Oh, it's some fighting monkey. Oh, you're back. There's so much on screen. I don't even know where to look. What is happening? Okay, Nikura's being convinced by the devil. The angel got hold of you. Chamber of the Blood Lake? Oh, that's sick. What? Oh, you've got like a telescope thing. What was that? Okay, that was... It's even worse. No. But you clearly treasure something that's in there, though. How the fuck am I meant to do anything? Come save the princess from the tower. I wonder how this is in the manga. I think I see the tower. It's got some weird texture on there, too. They're all smashed on red wine over there. Okay, everybody's coming together, I think. What? The amount of work in this episode is actually insanity. Oh, you're here too. This feels like the season finale. He looks so happy. The landlady's doing something now over there. Something happened. No signal? It looks so nice. It's not going to kill you. Yeah. Baba! You're late on your rent. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, she's great. I'm going to need to rewatch this episode like 4 times. Is she Goku? Or not? Okay, now everybody's falling. Let's add a Tara there briefly. I think everybody's here. Cool. Yeah, exactly. Did you forget? Money? Mm-hmm. Dude, this guy's mad chill. Onigiri with one hand. There it is. Todo shop. I mean, yeah. Okay. 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 Alright, we brought the whole gang together. I'm gonna need to watch that a few more times to even fathom what was happening, but it was very, very, very impressive. The reveal around the locker was pretty obvious, but that doesn't mean it's bad at all. It's it's kind of cute if anything else. It kind of comes full circle by that last conversation because she's just as impressed by Nagamo as ever. Nah, well, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say that I think an episode just solely based around doing those trials and focusing on those characters would have been better, but it would have gotten a little bit repetitive, I feel. So us expanding out and doing what we did was probably worth it in the end, instead of doing, 11 trials or whatever. It's fucking Hodaka? Or Hotaka? Ugh. Holy based? Oh, the tower. Now I understand. It's actually a pretty cool little metaphor, right? I don't know, to what the good man is saying, if that makes any sense. Like our reward for fighting our way out of just, being rewarded for something with physical means, we got something way more precious at the very end. And then we go again. Your. What? What? I think they got the locket because they passed in front of the store. I think that's the vibe anyway. Well, that was excellent, but now it's time for another one. I've definitely done this in the wrong order. I should have done one episode on this episode, and last week I should have did two somehow. Yeah, I got my timing all wrong. Anyway, let's dive in here to episode 6, shall we? Let's go. And there we have it, episode 6, up there ready to go. 28 minutes and 35 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly with your own copy. I have the Amazon version, the official stuff. If not, there's a picture-in-picture version in the description below if you want to use that one instead. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, a lot of people. Yeah, you guys were in the van. Adatara. Yeah, the liquor. Okay, this is next door. Oh, and the scar. Okay, it's all coming together. Is there a okay? She's got like mechanisms in the house. 74. Holy fuck. Why is he so cool? Eh. He looks like a big poo or something. Unicorn, that'll work too. I will kill you. You will die. Okay. Jojo, I guess. What are we doing, Nikura? Oh, we're still going on about the pendant. I was like, are you gonna be like watching the soccer or something, or? Every time. Only 4? I didn't see 4 coming. 5, 6, 7. You gotta get out of the firing line. What? Okay. No, you will die. How many balls do you guys have? What? Shut up. A single chive. You gotta just get out of here, Nikura. They're beyond help. The soccer team must die. Except him, he's kind of shredding. No! Stop giving me chives. You gotta get like a real weapon. What? Oh. Okay, I was wondering where we were going there. Where's it? Where? Okay, she committed some kind of faux pas. That one went over my head a little bit. He's still a unicorn. Okay, that's funny. What do you say? He's gonna fucking die? What? He's not dead. Question, you were spying on my family before? Or at least on my restaurant? John Lennon? The plasterer? Motherfucker, that's John Lennon? He's got a sick computer, dude. He's been gaming. He was just trying to be a friend. Ew. Surubo is a funny nickname, too. Uh, uh, oh. Oh. Okay, alright, we're back, we're back, we're back. Alright, you got him. Fucking John Lennon might die, though. Woo ha ha ha. Oh, that cloud there kind of looks like the unicorn horn. It was an oil-based texture? Like a permanent marker? Is that bad, or...? $600 million? I don't really like Mr. Happy. I disagree. I think it's a hot 2-pack of ass. Okay, so we found a competitor. Frisia? So who's making that manga? Because I thought it was theirs. I thought they pivoted away from Mr. Bummer too. Don't say it. He's gonna kill him. Somebody fucking help. Yo, the leg strength. Don't break his fucking knee. ACL, MCL. Fucking Achilles. Okay. Are you two married or soon to be or? You just gotta lock in, bro. Whoa. He's fucking digivolving? Alright, he said the thing. Dual, what is a dual? Oh, we're gonna run too. You're not done. You're fine. I do like this mangaka that's always like perpetually scared of getting cancelled. Come on, mate. Okay, the boys are back together. Wakozumi's mission. That could describe several chapters thus far. Is that it? I liked it. I don't know. Rin? Wow. The Silent Trio? Well, that was gorgeous. Riko Izumi, what are we going to be doing? Wow. Pure white. Is the teacher not here? Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, this is amazing. Think about it. We'll get the smart kid. Sound design here is awesome. Do we have a smart kid? Okay. Who is it? What? Okay, just some simple words of encouragement. And maybe like sitting down and letting her focus would be good. Oh, oh that's brilliant. Okay, how far did Rico get? Hang on. Oh. 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 Okay. I guess he noticed. Sure. Okay, there's a suspect outside. This guy's got to stop breathing. Yes. What? Okay, so she's the. Okay. No, I understood. I'm doing it for the love of the game. And also to troll you. No. You'll never walk alone. I still don't want to do it. Yeah, what is your major malfunction? Love of the game. Oh, that was that was great. It's like sumo. Naruhodo. No, it's no desire for anything. I'm kind of trolling you. Gorgeous though. He's going in. No, thank you. Okay. The metaphors there were really fun. And he knocks this over. Okay. Okay, you got her ass. Okay, you didn't get her ass. She's a tough cookie to crack, that Wako Izumi. The river of orange soda. You write person on your hand? I've seen this one before. When you're like nervous or something, right? Oh. Oh. I understand. This is really sad. No, see, the message didn't get through. Don't grab on her skirt too much. Okay, that was really funny too. You're gonna need to stop fucking around? The music's fantastic here. Ah. Okay, so now you're also just like avoiding it. No, you can't distract your way out of this. Some weird concoction. Well, it was your fault. Ooh. Yeah. Give her a hug. Well, that's depressing. It's straight into the ED. Not depressing at all. Well, that episode was jam-packed too. There was the soccer stuff. There was all the old man died. There was the Adataras in general. They were insane. The Riko Izumi bit. All the stuff with the manga. I didn't know the Wako Izumi was the author. That was weird. And then the ending was just sad. Obviously, again, they'd like... Both of them are trying to like hide being honest, but get a message across. And just like pretend everything's okay. There's a great moment there at the end where it's just like not okay. And it's okay to cry. It's alright. Sometimes shit just happens. Now, England there makes a little bit of sense too, because we're like, from like the previous episode where Echan was like speaking English and stuff, That's like Echan being Echan or whatever the line there was. It was jam-packed. A lot of fucking stuff happened. A lot of yelling that episode. Like a lot of yelling. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 100%. For sure. Depressing. And yeah, with that, we'll leave it for tonight. I'll return tomorrow for a little bit of analysis. And when I say a little bit, it's going to be a lot of bit because there was a lot to fucking talk about. So bear with me. It's going to be an ordeal. Holy. Buckle in, buddy. Buckle in. Holy shit. And we're back. It's the next day. 2 more episodes of City of the Animation watched and to discuss. This is going to be a big one. Hopefully I have enough time here to do it in the one session. You never know, maybe it'll go past pretty quickly, but I would like to think that a lot of episode 5 here in particular will have quite a bit of breakdown, even just kind of understanding what even is happening. I mean, I'm going to echo everybody else and say the episode is fantastic, as well as the next episode. They're both really good, but like 5's obviously the showier one, and we're gonna it's living up to the hype. Let's call it that. You kind of run out of superlatives for it. They are Kyoto Animation is the best in the business by a very, very, very long way. I can hardly even think of another studio that would even attempt this. It's almost a little bit masturbatory, honestly. But like, I don't know. I like the masturbation. It's pretty good. Like, why even do it this way? It's insane. Of course, let's get the example on screen. It's all the split screen stuff. Like, why do this? What's the purpose in doing this? Other than just a flex? Is this enhancing the storytelling? I think it probably is. It comes across very jumbled and crazy and manic and stuff, which builds up to a great release when everybody comes together. So again, it's build, release. That's kind of how the episode goes. And I don't think it would hit as hard if we didn't do it this way specifically. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Like picture-in-picture animation, multiple things happening on screen and moving all at once. Like this, put together like this, ever. Right? Which again, I have questions. So I'm gonna imagine each of these here is being animated separately, and then we're putting them together in post. Like this whole everything on screen here isn't a frame right now. Everything individually is a frame, and then we've kind of combined them at the very end there. I believe that's what's going on. If it's the opposite, then I'm all impressed all over again. I mean, that's insane. But keeping that in mind, how the fuck did they do all this then? All the stuff where we're kind of overlapping all this stuff. Is that again just kind of digitally put together? Why does it move so like smoothly and like it's an actual bubble? It's got some really like nice physics to it. And then yeah, coming together to, form some actual big old group shots and stuff here at the very end. Very pretty, of course. And once again, like I feel like there is, I guess, an urge from me, or like a want, to write this off as just merely, flexing for the sake of flexing. But I do think this combines, the themes of the episode and the themes of the show together in a really, really nice way. Like, it's a show so much about relationships and interconnectedness and, disparate stories becoming kind of linked and connected through, weird stuff. It's about a city, like, and this is one of the best kind of, demonstrations of that. Everybody coming together here. We seeing all the different ways like our lives connect to one another, and then, big old group shot. Hey, this is like everybody in the show having a little bit to do here with why it is the way it is, I also really like the Tanabe connection. It's really wholesome that, she just wants to give out awards and that kind of thing. And I think the implication is like this is an ancestor. So it's like, yeah, I like family's been like coming together and doing this kind of thing for quite a long time. And, it's almost become tradition, and kind of the towers are built into that. It kind of screams to me like, I don't know, this is like, the festival of the town. That this is the time when we all come together and do this kind of thing. And did I mention it's funny? The episode's also very funny. The overall concept of just kind of this tower that has like each floor has a challenge, us descending the tower instead of ascending it, and us being faced with people that want to keep us in and enjoy the hospitality and that kind of thing, as opposed to, you know, like I'm climbing up the tower to save somebody and these are the people standing in my way. No, they want to give me a good time. They want to, like, I'm almost the princess at the top of the tower trying to escape. It's nice and subversive, and yeah, it even goes a step further with Nagamo, right? Because then it's like, no, I want to actually go back up, and then everybody else is like helping her down, and then she's thinking that she's going to throw, and then she can't even throw because the people keeping her there are that incompetent. Like, therein lies the comedy in the episode, and I truly believe that's just brilliant. Like, Waka Wazumi's involvement too, it's very, very good. Of course, we'll break down some of the individual stories here a little bit more as well, but just circling back around to the very end, the Nikura Nagamo stuff here is fantastic. Did I mention it's gay? It's very gay. I believe this is a shot from high school that Nikura took and obviously treasures their relationship and treasures, you know, what it means. And we kind of went through it in episode 2, I believe it was, where it's like, hey, I kind of didn't have a personality yet until almost like Nagamo's influence helped me to create one. And her like showing her gratitude there and not wanting to show that to Nagamo too. It's very cute. It's very, very cute. A little bit predictable. I kind of saw it coming, but still. Also kind of mirroring Echan and Matsuri from the next episode too. Just this kind of like really wholesome like relationship in the middle of everything. Kind of ties it all together. Anyway, those are big macro overall thoughts. Blah, 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 blah. It's also just full of banger animation. It's still got the sauce, man. Did I mention this thing's animated in a weird way to the point like they like can't make mistakes, right? When they're doing, because they're using brush pen, like they can't just like erase stuff and go again. So they did like all of this in like one go, kind of. Like they couldn't fuck up, if that makes any sense. I don't know, man. Once again, running out of superlatives for how good this all is and how well it comes together. I didn't even mention any of the, you know, live action, actual model, stop motion stuff we have going on in a show that is so much about space and place and like things being important and mattering and almost like have always tangibly existed. What a great touch for this special part of town where everybody's come together to celebrate, right? Like, it's another great decision in a long line of great decisions. So yeah, I liked it. And episode 6 wasn't no slouch either. It was a little bit random and all over the place, and I feel like some of the jokes could have been translated better, but it was still very good. It was still city. So yeah, we'll jump back through here. So catching us up on the story, Nagamo has been kidnapped. She is currently in the limousine. She'll be brought to the very top of one of the towers here, up an elevator, whereby the towers at one point will connect and she'll receive an award and, you know, all sorts of lovely stuff along with it. When was the last time I saw some, like, genuine stop-motion stuff in an anime that wasn't kind of otherwise stop-motion? Beastars, maybe? I don't know. Pew Pew Molka probably doesn't count, but I liked that show. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, endlessly impressive. I didn't even know they had this kind of stuff in them. I didn't know that they were like that. Thank you, KyoAni. Like, even this stuff, like, combining the two mediums too. Like, obviously the space here is very different to the other stuff in town, and the characters are kind of just placed on top of it. So are we getting... Now, we've got, like, movement in the background. So did we just, like, green screen this part out? Can we do that? Is that how we're animating that? Oh yeah, I thought it said Maison Tanabe, but no, it just said mansion. Sure. This is Tanabe's place. Also, Tanabe's a cop. I don't know if you guys caught that as well. I didn't put that together at all. I guess that's why she has the connection to like the printer at the cop shop that like kept printing all the posters of the wanted people. That now makes a little bit more sense, I guess. But if you're rich as fuck, why would you be a cop? That doesn't make any sense to me. And I mean, I've already kind of explained the joke here. It's like, yeah, you're a captive. I've taken you in. I've almost like got you handcuffed, bringing you to this like secluded place. And then it's just like really nice. And it's got like an open air bath and like a massage chair and like free snacks and stuff. And obviously like what's one of Nagamo's character traits? She's cheap. She likes free shit. Of course she's going to want to stay here and milk them for all they're worth. Nagamo gets a little bit more suspicious as Hotaka says the most kind of sinister line ever, that there's no escape from here, no matter how hard you may try. This kind of gets up and about and worried before we run into the good man himself. Oh yeah, first we did the whole big zoom out thing. So already, okay, how the fuck are we doing this too? Because so there to like a zoom out, is that just a JPEG? Because then we zoom out of there and we see somebody ascending up the tower there as well, which is clearly our good friend Wako Izumi. We got a little model for her. That's fun. Even there was some birds. Hold up, look at this. Right, hang on, right there. There, did you see them? Why put those there? You didn't need to put them there, but you did. This shit's insane. I legitimately can't think of another anime ever that had like a higher percentage of like cool shots per episode or like cool pieces of animation per episode. There's just little things everywhere. As such, very overwhelming to talk about, of course. Shout out to your favorite in the comments and all that kind of stuff, because I'm not going to be able to get to all of them here. No siree Bob. Anyway, how are they doing this pamphlet too? Like that movement's really fun too. And then we kind of it's almost like a dollhouse opening up here as we do each of the floors. And yeah, as previously explained, the bridge across the towers will take you to the other tower where you can, experience the amazing hospitality and then receive the award. I guess it's easy to forget that the whole premise here is that Tanabe just wants to give you something because you saved the umbrella that one time. However, in like game show fashion, if you for some reason don't want to experience all the hospitality and the good stuff, you can instead escape down the first tower, which has like boss fights and like fucking like challenges from like a game show. Now, I missed half the fucking floors, obviously, because there was too much other shit going on. So we'll try to lock in on a few more of the floors and see what's going on there. I have a feeling that I'm going to be going through this whole section like 3 or 4 different times, just kind of, okay, I'm only going to watch that one and just kind of summarize what happens there, and then summarize, something like that. Is Nagumo just like a bad listener too? Because I don't think that she doesn't understand what's at stake here. Like, early on, she doesn't understand that she's going to be praised and get the best hospitality out if she goes to the other side. She kind of gets tricked into rebelling along with the nice man, who, well, I mean, it's in the name. He's a nice man. He doesn't want to be doted over for all this stuff, because if you do it for the rewards, then, that's not really the point, is it? It's very much in line with his personality and the rest of the show. It's, very by the book, doing things for the right reasons, almost to a inhuman degree. Like, I mean, he got a cork in the head and, fucking ramen thrown in his bag or whatever the hell happened back before, and he just kind of no sweat, No matter what he goes through, he's just, quick to, forgive. He washed up his own plate at the restaurant too. He's very principled, and you're not. So, yeah, you kind of get dragged along here, not really knowing. And yeah, the nice man here, he knows kind of everything because he's been here before, which is very funny. Like, he regularly does nice things and Tanabe still, like, kidnaps him and stuff. Like, against his will. Very funny. Did we ever really find out what happened with this guy? This, like, fucking crusader motherfucker? I think he's just running the tower for some reason. I don't know if his identity is, like, somebody else in the show, or his voice sounds kind of familiar, but T for, like, Tanabe? Sure, maybe? Like a brother or a sibling? Oh my god, look at this. So, anyway, Tanabe is the police officer. That's nice. Look at what Hotaka does to like manipulate him into like the limousine. We like put up like an enclosure to like bring him into the car here. That's fantastic. That's so funny. I missed that. Holy fuck, it does look nice in here too. Look at all the food and all the weight stuff, and it's insane. The bunny girls of it all. Did I mention this episode has good animation? Like, look at that. They didn't need to go that hard at all. Look at Nagumo's little, like, jig here, too. That's fantastic. Yeah, again, this is when she's like, nah, I'm gonna go up and get the hospitality. That sounds pretty good. And to then Wako Izumi, after, again, the nice man calls her unprincipled and whatever. She snuck in. I think she just saw the towers at the beginning of the episode and said, that looks pretty fucking cool. Let's go there. And then just kind of happened upon this. She also had time to have a bath as well, hence the towel. She, I said it last week, she's the most like a cartoon character. She's like Bugs Bunny. She could just kind of do whatever. And I kind of love that. I don't know. Yeah, she's very powerful. So what's the vibe here too? Because I missed why the kind of manga duo are here, like the editor and the artist and stuff. I guess they did a nice thing too and got invited along. I'm guessing they're part of the story, part of the split board. We'll see kind of shortly here too. Anyway, they're sitting on top of the thing and prevent Nagumo from going back. What an amazingly directed episode too, holy shit. From here, the premise is kind of laid bare, right? Nagumo wants to fuck up, so they're sent back to the top, where they want to continue down because, one, because the nice man's very principled, and two, I think Wako Izumi just wants to find funny stuff, and she thinks that this will be funny if we keep going down. I reiterate my kind of point from the end of the episode yesterday as well. It is kind of the reward for going down the harder path, I guess, as well, is this really nice scene at the end, and this really nice kind of festival and community nature to it all. If I just kind of went up by myself and kind of went, down the tower that side, like the other tower, I would be the only one being celebrated. I would be the only one that got to experience such hospitality by kind of going down the other side, and many other happenstances in the episode. I kind of bring the whole community along with me, and I'm able to share this moment with everybody, which I think is significant. I think that's very cool. I kind of don't even want to break this guy down. He's just kind of a magician that fucks up and abuses his pigeons, or doves, I guess. And yeah, we kind of have a reconciliation moment by the very end whereby it comes back around and it's all okay. But I don't know, the birds attacking him were kind of funny. It's more just ridiculous than anything else. Like, first thing happens, he kind of trips over and knocks the hat. That's when the birds get upset. We can see like all these cheap tricks come out of his mouth as well. Like he has fake teeth in and like some like poker chips and cards and stuff. It's all just falling apart very quickly. The voice is pretty grating though. I don't know about all that. The set of fake teeth and just like a bouquet of flowers and roses comes out of like everything that like falls off him like there. Now I'm very surprised about this. Why didn't the mech come back? Or maybe it did in the chaos and I didn't notice. But so we're around a mech and we're just kind of like playing around and stuff. Sure, and he's like talking about the birds, and then later on we see somebody else on like the mech shoulder. I was fully expecting a mech by the very end of this. Not really, I guess. And yeah, the underlying comedy, over everything is like Nagumo just wanted to throw, and she can't even throw in front of these people. They're so incompetent. Next up, we're at Math Hell with Abacus and Braids. Once again, the duo, they just kind of defeat themselves. It's quite funny. She just kind of comes in and like blows liquid in her face and like fucks with her, and then does like a fucking swanton bomb or something. There's like a tombstone in here because you like counter and like break her neck, and then we have like a really generic, like almost like sports anime makeup scene, if that makes any sense. Like, I was going easy on you. You really did improve. Like very shonen-y as well. It's like they've put on a little theater performance for our trio that are walking down. Look at them, they're loving it. They're all over it. I do like the yes too. That's it. Yeah, hang on. Screenshot that. Screenshot that for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna keep a lookout for more and more of this, because why didn't the robot come back? Or maybe it did. Well, we'll see. Maybe it is still coming back. There's still like 6 episodes left. There's another great moment in there as well where Nagumo tried to do her whole thing with the no, not yes, no. And then like the good man's like, no, stop talking. We're watching. We're getting the dialogue still. Quite funny. And again, she's just like pissed. I can't believe this shit's happening when I just want to throw and, have the party of my life upstairs. Transition, by the way. Look at this. What? Yeah. She still eludes me. I don't really know what's going on with the landlord. So now we start the screen splitting. So I don't know. I guess, okay. I'll keep an eye over here, but right now it's still just like, NES game chibi-fied kind of stuff. So it's kind of hard for me to tell what's going on anyway. So most of the attention here, every now and again, look over here and see what's happening. A few interesting things happening here, though. I don't know who this is praying in front of Tanabe, but I'm pretty sure you come back. And anyway, Nikuru's chasing after the locket. That's a given, sure. Here we have the Adotaras loading up and starting to drive. I believe the landlady is under here, which makes sense. I think they live relatively close by. Anyway, she's on somebody's car that's driving along. Maybe it was the limousine. Quick update on the stuff over here. We're fighting a hedgehog of some kind, sure. I guess we're just fighting random dudes over here. I'm trying to keep an eye. Anyway, Echan and Matsuri have the locket, and then Mikura becomes worried because if they look inside the locket, Matsuri would know who Nagamo is and would then tell her, and the information would be spilled. So that's bad. Obviously, we don't want that to happen. We need to devise a plan to make sure it doesn't happen. Just pausing here, the texture on this stuff is insane as well. Love the photo negative. Production details and delights galore. Like, I don't know, if you want to be a nerd, you could break down the binary code there or something. Hang on, are these are all the different animals that were in Old Mate's little theater troupe. Remember that? So is Old Mate... Okay, hang on, we're breaking this down. Nah, his last name isn't Tanabe. I don't know, maybe he's just involved, sure. Because I think he's the same guy with the purple hood. Is like the theater guy from before that got beat up. Yeah. Something, his troop, Terra something. I think that was his name. Now, I'm a little bit less hot on the demon bit again. I just felt like it was a little bit overstuffed, and I enjoyed its execution more the first time. It's still very funny and the voice acting is amazing, but I don't know, time and place, I guess. I would have preferred it without this stuff over here, I guess. This is when we start to get very busy. We have a judo champion over here, and Nagamo's doing her thing. Whilst we're talking to the butthole demon over this side. Yeah, I think he's just sick because he was talking through a mask. Okay, and then fucking Nagamo's pissed, which delights Wako Azumi, of course. Fair enough. So the demon's kind of hyped Nikura up to try and steal the locket, but she keeps psyching herself out, which is quite funny. We do it about 3 times, which I think builds pretty nicely. Once again, running through, unable to collect the pendant, and we have the Chamber of the Blood Lake on the other side. Who, wait, is once again out with the flu? The sickness is rolling through this joint. That's fucking funny. Oh, I love the frame kind of shifting here with kind of this. Look at the legs too, with the speed and kind of the horizontalness, I guess you would say, of Nikura here during the chase. Let me just get an example, right? Because we kind of go from here, and then she kind of like stretches it herself almost. It's like she's pushing at the frame, which is very cool. Yeah, okay, the joke here is that everybody's just sick. Sure, we're waving the white flag once again, sure. Also, these two sisters are a nightmare too. They just fight constantly and stuff. Poor big brother, like, Jesus. What's this little telescope thing here? Because she uses that to see the kitty, the thing that has the locket, on top of the roof, which again becomes important. Now we officially get fucking busy. Here's what we're gonna do. I think these are our main storylines. I guess the soccer guys become involved too, but I guess, okay, we're gonna watch through this a few separate times, and we're gonna try to get what's going on. So first one, we're just going to watch through, and we're gonna watch through the Adataras here and their trip. Hang on, how many Adataras are there? Because you two are obviously in the car, and then who's this one that sees them like passing by? Motherfucker, is that a third sibling? Because that's the eldest daughter, right? Is this another one? Yo, they got so many kids. And then it kind of turns into, why am I not along with them or something? And then off they go. Wait, but you're like a rich version or something, because then we call Hotaka to bring the limousine around for you, right? No, I think that's what's happening, because they were both on the phone at the same time. So are these two communicating with one another? No? No, instead they got on the bus. And the bus has... Okay, yeah, sure. So no, okay, I don't think they were communicating with one another. That's a different thing. You were like making a call and seeing where the other two were, and then you kind of got stuck with brother and granddad on the bus, as opposed to being able to go in the delivery van with your brother. Sure. Yeah, your older brother, I mean. Okay, I understand too. Adatara was delivering alcohol to the premises, to the tower, like, for obviously the hospitality and that kind of stuff. Okay, and that's why he just happens by and had the sisters there, and that's why everybody's kind of following along. Okay, gotcha. From there, we're exploring and looking at the fountain and stuff, and this group here has finally arrived as well. Hotaka as well. Kind of welcoming them in, welcoming them to the top of the tower. Well, yeah, kind of everybody's along for the ride. Yeah, sure, gotcha. All right. So were they being thanked for some reason, I guess? And the bratty youngest one is still pissed off regardless, just I don't know, wants to be a little bit more special in this regard, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. She keeps, like, looking for something. I don't know if there's, like, more content there around her. I don't really understand. The other two are just skipping outside. Finally, and behind my camera, I believe all three of them meet up, which is great. Wonderful. From there, we approach the end. We're about to, like, leave and stuff, so... Because, like, very quickly after that, everybody's just out and about. Sure. I'm sure there's more stuff there with them, too, but... That's their story, essentially. Okay, so there's a bit of jealousy going on, and the Adataris family is fucking huge, and they're just all, you know, wanting to meet up and stuff. Okay, fair enough. Okay, Echan and Matsuri next. Let's do that. I seem to think that they were just walking around a lot, but we'll see. Maybe there's something more going on there. So they meet up with the soccer team here at some point, and they're, like, talking with, Oh, yeah, because they're siblings, right? Tatawaku and Matsuri, and... Yeah, okay, fair enough. Sure. And maybe they let them know about, you know, the thing that's going on or whatever, because I think you two are just merely just following and trying to get the locket again, because that was the whole idea. It's like, this is our after-school activity to find the locket. Yeah, I mean, so far, just a lot of them looking cute and walking in tandem and sharing walk cycles and stuff. Nothing that we haven't seen before. So big old gap before they become relevant again, but they just find the locket and the kitty or whatever. Then they start giving chase, a little bit hearing, they're trying to find it, and then they get close to like a silhouetted like puppet show type thing almost. And yeah, we finally see them once more emerging from the bushes, and that's when they happen upon all this. So their story's pretty simple. They just kind of find the thing again. Back to the start. Should we do Nikura? Let's do Nikura. See, Nikura has homosexual thoughts here, where she thinks that it'll be safe to guard Nagamo instead. Because, again, the only danger here is her finding the pendant or finding the information there. So if I protect her, like, we're sweet. I just need to find her and camp her. That's fine. Hang on, wasn't she kidnapped before giving her a ring finally? And then asking where she is. This is when we get both of our stories kind of co-communicating here. Where Nagamo's then like, hey, come save me, I'm in a tower. And then it's like, but what do you mean a tower? And it's like, oh, it's probably that suspicious looking tower over there. Therefore, Nikura is now on the way to find Nagamo. Fair enough. Come save me, I'm in a tower. Once again, not gay at all. Finally, Nikura gets to the tower and looks up, but we see the little bunny rabbit cat with the locket behind her. So it's like right at this perfect moment where she could just turn around and snatch the locket. She misses the opportunity because she's trying to find Nagamo. Again, quite sweet. I don't know, Nikura makes her way inside at some point and kind of meets up with everybody. It's kind of unclear. Anyway, she's at the party, and then from there we go in. Fair enough. Once again, back to the beginning. Maybe I'll need to move myself over here this time. Let's do the drunk fools. Now, this started the previous episode where they kind of found each other at the intersection and started drinking together. So all the old blokes in town are just having a day, and Hotoka's there too, and he's kind of driving them around. I don't know, maybe they called the Adatara father, and then he didn't answer, and then instead of going on the limousine, instead they went on the booze bus. Well, not the booze bus, just the regular bus. They're on the booze bus. Weird. Okay, so maybe that's where these two are now interlinked a little bit. Okay, gotcha. Now, I believe we explained the old lady. She just kind of... Or the old lady. The landlord. She's just sneaking along because she wants to get rent off Nagamo and also just kind of aura farm in front of her, which we'll see later on. And yeah, they're one of the first gangs there and start drinking profusely. Like, I believe that it's like the vibes are showing up a little bit early to an event already half cut. It's not good vibes, I guess. Yeah, look, we're now fighting. Okay. We're fighting the staff, great. Oh, these are our two people from floor 10 or whatever. Yeah. Okay, the braids and the glasses. So they're just staff too. So they are on the payroll, sure. Ooh, new law too. I don't know if this is worthy of its own little section, but Tanabe has a crush on the Adatara eldest brother. That's kind of cute. I like that. Okay. So yeah, now it's kind of moved on to just kind of Hotoka and like Tanabe stuff. But yeah, she's just smitten. That's kind of cute. I like that. From there, yeah, it's just kind of Hotoka meeting up with everybody and letting them in. So I don't know, they'll put it on a nice little festival for everybody, and Hotoka's being a good host. Sure. Okay. Hidden law, sure. Okay. There's the soccer team, but they start kind of halfway through. So let's do the soccer team because they kind of meet up with Matsuri and Echan probably from here. So I guess they're just training. They're just kind of running through town. Fight-o, 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 like that kind of stuff. Tatewaku tells us to stop in the middle of the street. The captain takes offense, thinking that maybe it's criticism of the running patterns. Also, I could probably move myself back over here now. I like this corner better. No, instead he found the Tsuchinoko, I believe. And he's just very smiley. I've always been partial to this design. I just think it's very cute. Initially, this Poindexter doesn't believe, thinks that the snake's just swallowed something extra. No, it's an actual legitimate Tsuchinoko, of course. People that are skeptical like me from the start may have lost something important along the way. Oh, shut up. And then, yeah, we give Tatewaku the okay to catch it himself and be the one to kind of catch his own kind of prize, per se. Yeah, omedetou, everyone's clapping him for his purity of being able to recognize this creature in time. Initially he fucks up, but he comes around and locks in and does it, which is very cool. Okay, then he's going to bring it to the police. So he's actually going to hand this thing in, kind of like what Nagama was talking about last episode as well. So then they go to hand it into the police, and then the police officer puts on his helmet and gets on his bike, and I think they all just agree to go along and maybe show it to Tanabe, considering she's a police officer as well. I don't know. Either way, they all get invited to the cookout and come along. At this point, we have Sasugo tripping over like the mole again and getting injured. Oh no. Okay, or not getting injured, saving themselves. Great. Okay, and then Riko Izumi is there as well, just kind of clapping them on, and they didn't even know that she was there. Okay, great. We kind of see the police officer reporting for duty here too, so he ends up coming along. We also have the groundhog from before, still maybe trying to trip up Sasugo, we'll say, because then the whole team's here, they're coming along. Yeah, at some point the Tsuchinoko also escapes, so shoutouts to that. Look at Adatara down here too, that's great. I don't know, from there we don't really see them again. Okay, their story's kind of nothing as well. I don't believe there's many other big, large, overarching stories. I guess you could kind of follow the Locket guy, but let's do the most important one left, which is the whole Nagamo side of things. So yeah, we've done this already, having a conversation with Nikura, asking her to save her in the tower. A little bit of teasing here from Wakozumi maybe as well. Like, oh, I can't believe you asked for her to save you. Ooh, like that kind of stuff. Anyway, it gives Nagamo a good idea regardless. She's going to go in first, rush in, and immediately surrender, or at least try to surrender to the karate guy. So you must remember that the joke thus far has been that they're all kind of sick, and then she comes into this guy, the karate master, who has an injured arm. And the first thing he says is just give up, because he doesn't know Japanese, which was kind of really random and fun. A good amount of, like, you know, English in this episode used to good comedic effect. And yeah, Wako Izumi making fun the entire time, taking photos. From there we get a lot of this GIF, and I wanted to highlight this one because everybody kind of gets their GIF at a certain point where they just kind of run in place or something. I think this one's the most creative. It's a famous optical illusion where it looks like they're always descending as they go around. Like, yeah, just, I don't know. It's probably used to practice animating as well, probably done it a million times. It just feels really classic and cool here, and also gets across the feeling of them descending down the tower. I guess I'll put this in here as well. We might remember that the landlady previously had kind of, you know, escaped and was going to do something. We'll see that coming back around when the two kind of fight, but she was like sneaking in on the bottom of the limousine. Like, hey, I know that Nagamo's going to be here. I want to be there with her. She wants to go into the bottom of the tower to surprise her. She kind of runs into the final boss here as well, who looks pretty powerful. An action scene ensues over here. Pretty well animated stuff too. Really like this cut here with the fists. Like, that's some classic, like, shonen animation type stuff. So yeah, she kind of supersedes that boss at that point and becomes the de facto boss at the bottom of the tower. I also like the no signal as well. She's really given this kind of like superhuman, crazy type aura that I really enjoy. Really fun character, the landlady. Now, I can't read this, which is unfortunate because this is the next level. She opens the door, that being Nagamo, reads that, and once again is foiled for whatever reason, before rushing quickly down to the next floor, once again foiled. I'm guessing it just says something akin to like, I've quit, or something akin to like, stepping out for lunch or something like that anyway. We get to the very bottom here, the second floor, I believe, where she's now worried because it's the final one. We really need to lose this one, guys. Come on now. Where the other two don't seem to be on the same page. Really enjoying the whoa from Mako Izumi. Good stuff. She's very cute. Of course, the surprise here being that... I can't believe the bottom floor was just straight up a bear as well. I forgot about that. So landlady's here. She's like hijacked the massage chair, and it's time for the final trial. Now this is great because it's, see what I mean? There's all this extra bullshit going on, but the central story is still fantastically funny and well written. Like, we've kind of flip-flopped so many times on what Nagamo wants to have happen and what would traditionally happen in such a story where one is climbing the tower. Of course, they would want victory, not defeat. Now, of course, she's conflicted here at this final stage. Hey, I know you want to throw, then throw to me, right? But there's that personal grudge. Of course she doesn't want to give up that ground. It's just a great final encounter here. So yeah, she's also been kind of watching, or at least the time since she's been here, the Nagamo's been here, she's kind of picked up what the go is. So there's pretty good surveillance here is the point. And then, yeah, rage baiting. You're going to say it right. Say that I'm better than you. Say that you were defeated. Once again, that kind of rock in a hard place that I've described. Really like this cut in the middle of it all too. Just very, very funny. So she wants both to happen. So I missed this. Nagamo goes for like the like feint, like I've been defeated, into the headbutt because she wants kind of to forfeit and then get victory mixed in. So in the process of me yielding and bowing to you, I'm going to headbutt you into the ground through the floor. Of course, the surveillance guy gets a bit of a fright here as well. Then fucking Nan aura farms for a bit, which is pretty funny. Like floating like Goku. And it seems like they're going to fight again before the landlady falls through the floor. And then everybody falls through the floor. Now we're on the bottom floor and we're about to come out and, you know, see everybody. I like the person at the very bottom in the hood that's like, don't think this means that, you know, this is done. You'll rue the day. It's like, I don't even know who you are. It's kind of a perfect kind of ending there for that villain character. The kind of tea-hooded person. Yeah, quite funny. I don't know. The landlady kind of calms down there in that process too, thinking that, oh shit, okay, I guess we won, then no hospitality for us, before they walk out and they have the most hospitality. Now, I'm not going to treat this next section with the same amount of reverence that I just went through with the rest of it, because I think I'll be able to pick up most of it as I just kind of make my way through here. So for one, we have the braids girl just going crazy. She can kind of be seen constantly through this thing. She's just kind of spinning around doing whatever. So then they're kind of fighting down here. Aratara, or I guess the younger brother, brings a cart for the older brother, but you were just kind of spinning around on that, so... like, not really. Like, you just catch the cart there. It kind of goes from here to here. Yo. Okay, so they're, like, transition with each other. Who is you? I remember you. You bound to Tanabe. I don't know who you are. Anyway, we lost the Tsuchinoko over here with the soccer team as well. Okay, is this the older sister or the mom? The Adatara mom. Anyway. Tanabe's here too, which is cute. A little bit of Hotaka and Tanabe, which is good. The bunny patrons, which is nice. Still keeping the ears regardless of the bunny girl costume. Oh, it's the guy with the big nose. He found a new job. Yo, that's sick too. Okay, great. The birds from before are fighting and you're trying to chase them down. You're like spitting something out. You're getting a load of food, Mr. Soccer Guy. And then, yeah, it gets very, very busy. Our main character's starting to come to the fore a little bit more. Anyway, it all kind of collides at a certain point. Tsuchinoko be damned. And then, yeah, big old crazy effect there before we finally explode. Big old kaleidoscope. Craziness. Yeah. Hopefully that broke it down enough. There was so much going on that it's kind of mind-frying. So hopefully I got most of it. I think I understand the story, at least. It's pretty funny. I don't know, yeah. Crazy, 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 crazy production. One of the craziest ever? I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Obviously, again, there's episodes with, like, more good, like, specific cuts and moments and blah, 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 blah. I mean, you guys have seen, like, Utena and how, like, in love I am with that kind of stuff and the way we frame certain stuff there and blah, blah, blah. It's right up there with the best stuff I've ever seen. It really is. It's a fantastic episode of anime. Probably episode of the year. It'll be very hard to surpass it if, you know, award shows actually gave a damn and gave out episode of the year. I can't see any singular episode that would compete. I just can't. And anyway, we finally have Nikura and Nagamo meeting here at the very end, where then Nagamo's like, what are you doing here? It's like, I came to save you. Do you not remember our phone call? And then she's like, fuck that. I'm not thinking about it. Let's just chow down. Yeah, Nagamo's just great here because then Nikura's like, oh, she must have forgotten about the pendant. And then immediately turns around and it's like, huh, did you find the pendant? It's like, oh, it kind of lost importance in the shuffle there. I kind of found a few more things to distract me. So it's more of just a curiosity now than me wanting to see what was inside. And then, yeah, Nagamo thinks there's money in it. It's like, oh, well, you should have just handed it to me, the money. But yeah, now we remember what's in the pendant. Obviously, Nagamo, you're like once again stunned and blown away by Nagamo and her approach to everything and how, like, she inspired you all over again with this interaction is the point. It reminded me of why the pendant was so good and why what was inside of it, inside that locket was like so precious to me. By this interaction here, I guess. Anyway, we get our final reveal here as well, as we find, I guess, the cat bunny thing's owner. Who's this guy? I don't know what this guy does, but he runs like the $1 store. Wait, no, it's not a $1 store. It's just like secondhand goods, arts, antiques, I guess. And yeah, the reveal of what's inside the locket. And once again, I feel like it's pretty obvious, but still cute. Very, very cute. It shows their connection. High school buddies. Very fun. And then immediately putting it on sale for 100 yen, for $1. Now we follow this through as well. It's kind of the story of, I'm imagining, some kind of Tanabe patriarch and the beginnings of the city itself and the town and everybody working together and building stuff and the formation of the towers as well. There's also a giant mecha Buddha. Makes me think about the giant robot, which is still missing, that I didn't see anything about. So I don't know what's going on there. I think there's also like rats in town or something, so we kind of destroy that first building and erect our own towers, I guess. Which is pretty cool. Now, I don't really know what's going on here, because they're still dowsing for something, right? Still looking for the pendant. You're obviously a bit suspicious about that before they both give the thumbs up. So maybe they did find it and what was inside. So then you're like scared that they know and that they're going to tell her. I think that's the joke. Anyway. Did I mention I have another episode after this? That's insanity. Yeah, I should do it now. Let's just do it. Fuck it. But do not be surprised if we go through this one at a little bit more of a brisk pace. Okay, let's try to break down the Adataras, because they're the people involved here. We start and we hear Mum calling everybody down for breakfast. So we have the eldest daughter, Kamome? I don't believe I've ever heard that name before, sure. And Mum's crazy. Like, okay, you guys know a family like this, a family that has way too many kids and a mum that's just like very, very, very intense because of it. Like, I don't envy you. You clearly got a lot on your plate, like making so many meals and whatnot. Yeah, and the men in the family had no help whatsoever. Guess the eldest son is a little bit of a help, but Dad and Grandpa are still fucking asleep. Adatara here, I believe, is counting the plates that are broken. I believe. I'm also just calling him Adatara, even though they're all Adatara, but I don't know, it's how he was introduced to me. Ryota, I guess. Okay, then we have the third daughter here, Sora, and then we have Umi and Sora. And then I think there's a youngest daughter that's the one with the fucking hairpin, but they all look very similar. They still kind of all wear the same kind of costume. I believe you two would be twins, maybe. So yeah, they're just fucking awful. These two, they're just insanity, these siblings. Another great touch, she has like steps in the kitchen that like wake up the rest of the family there in like Home Alone fashion. There's like fucking traps in her house that like activate when she hits stuff. It's insanity. Some of the animation on these two fighting are just, it's brilliant as well. Do you guys have siblings? Yeah, it's a great depiction of it. And then Ryota pieces out after drinking his coffee, of course, because, you know, from the previous skit, because he's on classroom duty and he just like fucks off. Cool. And because of that, we need to feed him very quickly instead of having breakfast. So we make an onigiri very, very quickly and peg it at his head. And then we have the aura farming onigiri scene where we get like the onigiri like stats. We don't know what the filling is. And yeah, in like this over-analytical shonen-esque way, we like explain how I'm going to catch the onigiri. It's brilliant. Kind of taking the impact there. The kind of, the jiggle on the onigiri there is insane. Them jiggle physics, damn. Just very, very, very funny. And this spin is delightful as well. Look at that. Woo! Woo! Fantastic. Okay, I guess there isn't another daughter. Then who's that character then from before that was hanging with... Hang on. Like here, so you're hanging with that sister, right? And you see the two twins in the in the car, and then you're like, where are they going? But they're, yeah, so you mustn't be related, but you must be tangential, and I guess I haven't been introduced to you formally yet. I don't know, it's all very confusing. The oldest brother here is going out for deliveries and wants to, you know, he's taking the car. Obviously, if you're walking to school, you don't want to take your feet, you want to take the car if you can. So yeah, now he's forced to do the drop-off as well for the kids. This entire time, Grandpa's getting hit in the head with the thing too, and it makes his little unicorn horn, something that'll come back later in the episode. Today's the conference. I don't know what that's about. I do like this of, like him starting to like, why didn't you wake me up earlier? And then like, look at her eyes come across here, like, oh. Again, it's got the source. I love the direction this way to this way. That's very, very fun. Okay, so this skit here, I wasn't in love with this one, so let's see if it can kind of redeem itself a little bit here on the rewatch. It's just kind of Nikura gets hit in the head with a soccer ball and crashes out, which isn't exactly bad, it's just, I don't know, not exactly noteworthy. I do like some of the stuff about the Buddha. You know, his patience goes 3 times. I don't exactly know the law there, I guess, but, you know, I've had more patience than the Buddha because I've been hit in the head many more than 3 times. Because again, like, put yourself in her position. Have you ever been like hit with a stray ball or something and it's like, oh no, sorry, I wasn't looking either, blah 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 blah. But if it keeps happening, you're just like, are you guys trying to fucking hit me? Like, what are you doing? Like, justified crash head is my point, for sure. And it, yeah, going up by 1 each time, fantastic. Shout out to Nikura looking cute here. What happens after the 4th? If the 3rd is the limit, I'll buy you a Benz. No, I'll beat your ass with we had the name for the Harrison, I remember. The fan. The one that sounds loud and sounds like it hurts, but doesn't really hurt at all. There's some good lines in here, like, hey, we're not hitting you because we're out of practice. In fact, we are practicing to get better by even being out here in the first place. Oh yeah, then the chive guy. I don't like the chive guy. She wants us to show our sincerity. So here's a chive. No, you're missing the point. I do like this. I don't know. It's once again just Aki Toyosaki absolutely carrying, but like, it's pretty funny. And then yeah, she's like, who the fuck would want a chive? And then they're like, and we actually really like the chives. It's just fucking bunch of nerds in this soccer team, man. Get just like shreds for a bit. That's a show of sincerity. Except no. I slapped the fuck out of you. I like his bobblehead there, though, too. Like, hang on. Yeah, you could kind of see it. This whole soccer team is just full of chive-loving rock and roll music weirdos. We have the whole RPG party of idiots, of course. Alright, no, this skit's very funny. I came in negative. Is very funny. It's just very quick. You can't really get all the bits. It's very overwhelming. And then, I don't know, again, I didn't really get the ending in the moment. I still don't really get it now, because then they're like, well, what do you want us to do to help make up for, you know, what we did? It's like, well, help me find the pendant. And apparently that's some kind of faux pas. They don't really know what's going on. Maybe it's embarrassing to be asking such a thing of students younger than you or something. I didn't really understand what was so terrible about asking them to help here. Because she seems to think it's very embarrassing. I'm like, that sounds like a good compromise. Help me find my pendant, man. She does want to be catapulted into the river, though, which is kind of relatable. Oh yeah, this one's quite weird. John Lennon, I remember. Yeah. So this is the Adatara grandfather, who's just kind of drinking tea and lamenting that it's very quiet being all on his own. Again, the rest of the family's fucked off to do the rest of their day. He's just kind of chilling by himself. And then slam cut, he's actually fucking dead. A kind of chimes in that moment too, which is kind of fun. From there, then we have the Makabe patriarch here. Sushibishi or something like that. They're kind of mates. We saw them drinking before. It's kind of like, I don't know, like a rivalry. We kind of got this prank war thing going on. Fucking very YouTube prank channel coded. Because that explains this part of it, where he's like, got your hook, line, and sinker, foolish Makabe. You think I'm dead, but I'm gonna prank you. Ooh, I'm gonna get you. Again, he's bored during the day. He's looking for a thing to do. Again, it'll come back around at the very end that he actually may have momentarily died. He didn't have a pulse and couldn't re-enter his own body. It was very scary for him. See, you even believe that the guy next to you is a doctor, but he is actually the plasterer, John Lennon, of course. Is this the guy with the big beard that was at the shrine before, or is that a different guy? Or is he just like the guy from the Beatles that died, or... I don't know. I think he was meant to be in on a prank, but then wasn't. And yeah, we get kind of heartfelt and heartwarming here. There was a kind of prank connection between the two. Makabe did it because he seemed kind of lonely, and yeah, it kind of hits. It hits. I don't know. There's a better heartfelt kind of emotional moment at the end of the episode, let's say. I thought this was very creative, though. He goes over here to the microscope and like slides it in, and it focuses up, and he sees all the friends that were caring for him, and fought for his well-being the entire time. Again, this is when he decides to activate the prank, and it doesn't quite work the way he wants it to work. I like Death trying to pull him away as he's getting pranked even in the afterlife. Somehow that kind of jolts him back to life as well. Kind of he re-enters his body here and comes out. Gives them both an almighty scare. So I guess John Lennon wasn't super in on it. I don't know what's going on there. Also, kind of the ending shot there was like, oh yeah, it's an oil-based permanent marker. Is that bad or good? I thought oil-based was easier to take off your skin than the other kind. I don't know. But the end of the skit would imply that it's actually very, very difficult to get off your nose. So, I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out in time if we see him again. Now, Mr. Happiness confused me. I thought it was bad the first time I read it. I'm like, there's no like comedy here. Even though, because the comedy's based on it being a bummer, and it being Mr. Bummer, and it being Mr. Happiness, there would be no conflict and therefore no comedy. But no, apparently he's in love with it. He thinks it's a really, really good little manga. And of course, the author now that we know is Wako Izumi. I don't know, it's just kind of good things happening to him instead of bad. So, like, where's the fun in that, I guess? He seems to think it is indeed funny. And yeah, he kind of breaks it down perfectly here. It's obviously emulating your style. It's built on the same kind of stuff, but it's different enough, it's punchy enough, it stands on its own two legs, it's pretty funny. It was in my office this morning. It must be something akin to a declaration of war. Little did we know that the call was coming from inside the very same building, considering we live one door apart. I don't know. The whole bit with these two gets very repetitive. So the whole thing is that the artist guy thinks that he's going to get fired and replaced the entire time, and he thinks that he's struggling and panting and stuff because he has to deliver this kind of final blow to him and tell them that his services are no longer required and that this is superseding kind of Mr. Bummer 2 or whatever we were doing. As a matter of fact, that isn't the case at all. We want both to be in the magazine at the same time. So yeah, then the bit's just all this tension that builds between the two, and like, oh, don't say it, don't say it. Like, oh, it's like this awkward, like almost I'm firing you moment that we both think is about to happen, but doesn't eventuate. I don't know, it's very stagnant, and I guess once you get it, it's not really much beyond that. I'm not in love with it, I guess. We get a good bit of slapstick on him not wanting him to say the specific words and, getting him in a headlock regardless. Because of that, it's pretty funny. I don't know. The slapstick of the show is really good. That's when it kind of picks up the pace a little bit more and gets a little bit more exciting for me. Like, yeah, the movement's just... it's quite brilliant, actually. Another two super gay characters, too, by the way. They're, like, tussling and wrestling and stuff. They're all over each other. I only care about if you like my work, not that if I like my work. That's very homosexual as well. I need you to like my work more than I do. Like, that's kind of insane. That's almost like confessing. Oh, yeah, this was crazy, too. We're powerless in the face of talent, and that kind of message spaghettiing through his brain, it just completely cooks him. And then he's like, nah, dual manga series, okay, there was a misinterpretation there. So the whole kind of confrontation there was on the proviso of getting his approval, considering it was so similar to his work. We both didn't know that. We were playing off that accordingly. Therein lies the comedy. It's okay. It was alright. It was well animated, obviously. It kind of carried the bit, if I'm honest. Well, I love this transition, too. Fantastic. Before we go into Wako Izumi's mission. Oh yeah, fantastic transition here too. This is almost like some backstory stuff where we're like, okay, let's get our photos done in the magazine. Wako Izumi submitting her stuff. Just like on the kind of drum beats there, like hey. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. You guys saw the episode. was very well done. It was pretty short, but it was good. Bit, once again, here is fantastic. I wonder how it was in the manga. So now we have Riko Izumi, who is in class, obviously sleeping and very tired and unaware. That's kind of her character traits. The entire premise here is that the whole class wants to once again help Riko Izumi, but they need to whisper while doing so because they're in the middle of an exam. So it results in a lot of, city's humors, a lot of yelling. That yelling being reduced to kind of like whisper yelling is inherently very funny. I liked that. I also like this shot for like he's kind of enamored. I don't know, it's just her kind of leaning back. It's a different look, I guess. And he's just like absolutely losing it. And we're just like completely blown away at the like absolute blankness of her exam paper. She kind of slept through the entire thing. And then yeah, like kind of everybody gets out of their seats in the middle of the exam and looks at her paper, notices it's blank, and then we need to work together as a class to save our like darling, the darling of the class, to get her out of this hole. And yeah, we think the teacher's focused on his book the entire time. I don't think that he is. I think that he kind of exposes us in the very end. The first joke here, pretty obvious but well executed. Makabe here offers his notes to like kind of copy from his paper. Obviously, again, he's like, no, that would be tantamount to cheating. It's like, no, I don't want her to have your paper because it's you. You're obviously not very good at this. Which again blows him back there. Love this frame. Again, great animation along this whole thing for sure. Enter Adatara. He's a test that you can actually copy from because the answers will be quite good. He's quite the studious type, seems pretty switched on, and always comes in here at the nick of time for Riko Izumi, as we saw with the coffee bit earlier in the season. Oh no, we don't copy his test. He offers to give her some personal advice to help her win the day and do the exam on her own. Give her some encouragement, help her to remember the answers, teach a man to fish rather than giving him the fish itself. Instead, we just give her a little bit of encouragement. Izumi-san ganbatte, and then put her to work. She's going to lock in and do the test herself. Once again, like the rotating shot and like everybody like kind of cheering and over-explaining in like half-whispered yells. Just that's the comedy of the scene. It's quite good. So then everybody sit back down so that the teacher doesn't notice. And then, yeah, we think he did and everybody's celebrating. But then he's like, no, you're all taking the makeup exam. You all cheated. You all got up out of your chairs. Get pranked. I saw you the entire time. But anyway, that's not so bad. Makabe here thinks it's a good excuse to see Riko Izumi once again. So hey, there's a bright side to everything. Everybody gets to make the makeup exam during the summer. I get to see my beloved. Okay, so I kind of ran out of steam last night even again. So we're back for the final kind of two sections here. Mostly because I wanted to give the final section a little bit more love. I think it's quite good. This one in between, it's okay. It's alright. It's just kind of, once again, this manga editor character that I feel is a little bit repetitive. I guess he shows a little bit more difference here, being the character that I guess is pursuing and is a little bit more powerless in the scene because of that, where normally the kind of dynamic is swept there a little bit between him and his artist friend. But however, all are powerless in the face of Wako Izumi. I guess I should take a few steps back and talk about what's happening. So we have another one of the editors here saying, I wonder, did you ever get back onto that person that handed in the manuscript? And he's like, no, I haven't seen them. I don't. Obviously they wanted to be picked up by the magazine and they're uncontactable. It's really weird. Lo and behold, goes to the door, finds the manuscript in question, and its author is also just kind of leaving. Did I mention the animation's good as well? That's a really, really cool shot. Love the camera there. How cool. Just kind of rotates. Now, granted, there is some comedy in the amount of different times he asks the same question and the bluntness of Wako Izumi's response each and every time as well. It's like, would you like to try our magazine? No, I'm good. Daijoubu desu. And then, potentially you don't understand. Potentially you're denying me for this reason. Potentially, no, she just really doesn't care for it. She doesn't really want to be that involved. I mean, it is kind of infuriating. Like, who the hell hands in a manuscript for, a manga that they don't feel like hands it into a magazine. That magazine then asks for serialization, and then they're like, nah, I'm good. I'm just kind of doing it for shits and gigs. It is very Wako Izumi, I'll give you that, but infuriating. I'm with you, buddy. That's the point, I guess. She is very cute too. Just like hand up in the middle of his like monologue to try to get his attention, and once again reiterating that she does not want to be involved. Once we get a little bit more creative with the visual metaphors too, I feel like the skit picks up a little bit of pace. Like obviously we're doing a bit of a sumo thing here with the arena. We bring in the crashing waves a little bit later. It kind of matches the passion of our editor friend here in a very cool way. Like the silhouetting there is really cool too. There's things to like, obviously. It's just, again, a little bit repetitive is this character. He's also very out of breath. Is he considered like a, asthma puffer, or, a little bit of cardio training or something? Or, I don't know. There's a lot of things he could do to remedy that shortness of breath that he often has. Once again, tying Wako Izumi's, trying to justify why she does what she does. It's like, oh, you must have an inherent desire to rebel. However, you cannot rebel like this. You must instead rebel on the page. Let your art do the talking. It's like, no, I feel like you've taken 400 more steps than she even has. She, once again, was just doing it for shits and gigs. And you're just taking it too far. Now, fun note, this shot here with the birds, it reminds me of a shot from K-On!, which kind of follows a bird along the ocean. Kind of episode 4 there in season 1. And again, maybe not an inspiration, but it made me think of it, I guess. Yeah, the strength here really is the metaphors. The, this shot into, no thank you, I don't really want serialization, into Cannonball hitting the ship, and him flying full sail through the air. I love that the most successful, trick of his, right, is the one that's the most lowbrow, and the one that's the most stupid, and the one that works on Wako Izumi logic, which is oh, you drank the tea, that means you have to work for us. And it's why was that the one that took it that extra step, I guess? That's kind of funny. Okay, and now we have the real reason why I came back the next day to have a little bit more of a conversation here. This is the payoff to the Echan Matsuri stuff that we've had kind of set up, right? Echan's moving away, needs to tell Matsuri that. Clearly their relationship is built on a lot of banter and kind of, what would you say, lower stakes conversation. They don't really like to get very deep and meaningful. As a matter of fact, they get very imaginative, right? They kind of disappear into themselves a lot during their conversations and kind of disassociate almost from the real world. It's kind of why they like each other and kind of their rapport. However, Echan needs to tell her friend on a human realistic level crucial information about what's going on in her life and how it's going to change. But because of their relationship dynamic that we've seen built up, this is very, very difficult to do and takes a lot of courage. So, knowing all of that, we still try to, hide the telling of this information behind a stupid joke, behind some silly shenanigan that we would otherwise do as well, because seeing your face while telling you this information would make me upset. And I guess we feed off of each other's reaction, and it'll become sad, and I don't want it to become sad, and I don't know. Very, very, very moving. I really liked this last segment. It felt very real to me. As somebody myself that kind of struggles sometimes with being a little bit more serious with people, it hit home. I resonated with the emotions here, I guess. Once again, kind of reminded me of the end of K-On! I know it's the second time in 10 minutes that I've talked about it, but still. So, some of that good, all the party's kind of over energy. It's really the end type stuff. Again, it's yet to be seen. This show is quite humorous, so we still could come back around and Echan could be fine and just, circumstances change and she moves back in, but yeah. I don't know. For now, it's a tearful goodbye, and we'll leave it at that. The other one I wanted to highlight was writing the character for person on your hand is something you do when you're nervous, and then you eat it, which I thought was a nice touch to start the skit and kind of alerts a switched on audience that she's about to do the thing. She's about to explain what her situation is. So yeah, symbol on hand, eat that bitch, put the helmet on Matsuri, time to pull the band-aid off. It's so great, because immediately here with the slap away of the hand, we know that it's real, that it's serious and not play around time, but you got the helmet on, and then it's okay, well, I need to play the character. It's almost like
like protecting myself by moving into this kind of position in the conversation. Lovely, fantastic, a level of depth I didn't really expect from City, if I'm honest. Now for the joke stuff itself, it's something about harvesting a pumpkin person or something. I don't know. It's pretty typical Echan Matsuri bullshit. I don't know. It was okay. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this shot is very evocative of potentially a famous piece of art. I wanted to highlight it as well. I think it looks really neat. There's always a few moments as well where the soundtrack really shines through and becomes like better than it is in the rest of the show, I guess. More noticeable. This is one of those times. Fantastic song chosen. It's this kind of upbeat with like kind of the marimba thing going on and whatnot, but deep underneath there's still this kind of melancholy and this slowing down of it. It just really fits the scene. I think it's really cool. Also, her little pumpkin accent is fantastic too. The little kind of end of the sentence that she puts on. Yeah. They're making light of the situation, but it's fun. Now, with these famous historical Japanese figures, kind of going over my head a little bit, that's fine. They're all references. It all builds to that same central concept of her trying to evade the, reality of the situation, I guess. And then, yeah, the reveal, the rip-off of the helmet, and she's just like losing it underneath there. That's sad. And seeing her lose it makes you lose it. So I mean, I hope that goes better in the future. There was a little something at the end too. They finally actually have a conversation about it, maybe just kind of sit by the river, giving me a little bit of Hibiki euphonium there as well. Famous scene where a couple characters are due to part very soon while sitting by the river, their life going in separate directions potentially. Actually happens a couple of times in the show now that I think about it. Anyway, great stuff, fantastic, brilliant. And we'll leave it there. Obviously, I haven't been showing my camera. I won't flip over to that end or anything. The show's really good. It's just, I'm always short on time early in the week, so I've made it a very stressful recording session. But we got there. We're done. Obviously, next week, expect 2 more. Patreon up there, ready to go. Like the video, subscribe. Same old stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Catch you later. Bye-bye.